Brooke and Samantha from the McClymonts, thanks for joining Australian Musician.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
So, have you both been coping during isolation?
Sam, do you want to go first?
Oh, like most parents, we're parents of really small kids, so not much has changed too much on the home front because mine don't go to school, so we're always home and dealing with the mayhem and madness of just kids, little kids. It's just the work life that's really taken a bit of a punch, and I'm really missing and not getting out of the house and getting away touring and playing. And I didn't see the girls for like 2.5 months, so that was a hard one, but yeah, getting by all right.
I'm actually have really enjoyed it because I've got pretty much as soon as I had my son in January, kind of March, it all went crazy, the world went mad. So I've actually, in the sense, even though I'm meant to be touring, we were meant to have started our tour in May, I've actually really looked at the positive and I've got to spend all this time with my newborn little boy. So it's been really lovely. I've enjoyed it. It's quite funny. I've got a whole pile of washing sitting on my bed. That's a great thing right now about isolation. I can work from home at the moment. So you wouldn't know that, would you? So I've got all that fun stuff to deal with later. But you know what? It's been actually really, really great.
Yeah. So amid this coronavirus period, you've managed to finish an album called Mayhem to Madness, which is an appropriate title. It's out on June 12th. This is your 6th studio album. What do you know now about recording that you didn't know when you walked into the studio the first time?
That we all don't have to be there together.
Right. That's true.
Because when we first got together, obviously, we were obviously all trying to sort out what we liked, what we wanted, and had to go through those discussions. We still do that. We still discuss, but it's something that, thank God for technology. Like, look what we're doing now on Skype, Zoom, phone calls. We can actually have those conversations about it, but also too, I think as we've gotten older, we've trusted each other a lot more, and know that if I'm not in the studio, I know Sam and Molly have got their parts covered, and I know it's all works and vice versa like that. So that's one thing that's different.
Yeah, and the title Mayhem and Madness. Why did you call it that?
I've always liked that title a long, long time ago. I think I wanted to call our last one something like that, didn't I, Sam? But it's our life, mayhem to madness. It's mayhem, it's us at home, being wives and mums, and just the chaos that goes on with having really young kids. And the madness is actually a positive, was the craziness that happens on the road. It is mad. It's crazy what we do. We do long hours. It's a lot of travel. We're used to it. It's our normal. So, but I know for a lot of people, they go, I don't know how you do what you do. It's crazy, Do you just have your bag sitting at, do you ever unpack your bag? I'm like, no, not when you're touring. It's actually, just a normal thing. So that was the reason for that. And I think it really fitted, for this 6th studio album for us. I really felt this was such a great title, considering, like Sam said before, we are in the thick of motherhood right now with really young kids, and it's just crazy balancing the whole thing.
But we picked the title pre-COVID, so
yes, we did
jinx ourselves by calling it that, but it's very appropriate for 2020.
Sure is. So in general, what's the starting point for a McClymonts song?
Gosh, there's a few ways, really. I mean, there's not anything specific. It's either, we sit around, I play something on the guitar, and one of us girls start singing a melody, or someone's got a lyric that they want to talk about, sing about. There's a few ways, but I mean, what we loved, our favourite, is when we go right with the producer. Hey, Sam, when we get together in that room together, if there's mainly the three of us and then the producer, and we just, build up a track together. And, usually magic happens straight away with on those days. But it's all quite different, really. It comes from, it starts at any place.
And when you do have a new song that you're sharing around together, do you try it in different styles, different tempos? Sam, do you try different bass lines?
Look, I don't play bass on the records. I'm just too critical. That's my personality.
She should, because she's amazing, but yeah, she doesn't.
I just don't. Yeah, it's always something that maybe I'll work it to one day. I'm just, way too critical on that. But no, like we do play around with it a little bit, but we generally play around with it in the building of a demo before, don't we? We kind of really work the demo more than we go into the album. Yeah. Yeah, and then, obviously nut it all out for the final product, but it doesn't change hugely, does it, to the final stage of it? It's just who we choose kind of coming into, just kind of strengthen and add their magic to it. That's perfect. Yeah.
And I believe Andy Mack, the producer, challenged you in regard to the harmonies on this album. Tell me about that.
Yeah, Brooke obviously does lead for all of the songs, and Molly and I do the
harmonies. I'm the star.
You're the Beyonce.
No, I'm Beyonce.
And we naturally, because we've been singing since we were little kids, just do 3-part harmony, and generally we love to stick to that because it is the McCLYMONT sound. Sibling harmony is what we really focus a lot on, and but he just wanted to try a few different things with this album, and we just have a great relationship from working on Endless, the last record with him, that we trust each other. He's such a talented musician himself, and we just would work different ideas musically.
We're very open-minded too when it comes to ideas as well. We're not, if it comes from a demo, like you were saying, the demo's, it's great. If he starts bringing in something different from the demo, we're happy with it. If it's better than the demo, we're happy to stick with that, because we always say you should try every idea. You should have a go at it, because you just never know. Most of the time, changes don't fit, and you go, oh, we tried that wasn't good. Let's throw that out the window. But sometimes it does work. So it's a really just it's a great discussion point. I guess we all get to be creative and say yes or no on things, and it keeps it exciting.
Yeah. Let's talk about some of the tracks. I Got This is the current single. Tell me about how that song came about.
That was us four sitting around together. So Sam, Molly and I, we went down to Andy Mack's for some pre-production, and we thought, let's get in a couple of songs while we're with him, because we usually tend to write our singles right before we're producing an album. I don't know why, they just seem to, we must be in the headspace. And anyway, he just pulled up this awesome track, and we just started singing, didn't we, all of us? And Sam had actually brought down her son Ari. He was so little at the time, and she brought him along, so we were all like taking turns in holding him while one of us wrote lyrics, or the other one was singing the demo down or whatnot, or coming up with ideas. And so that was actually probably one of the last ones we wrote, and it kind of was about motherhood, going, look at us juggling all this we're all juggling everything right now, career, motherhood, family life. I mean, everyone does, it's not just us, we understand that, but in our situation it's a lot of coordinating, getting to get us three together takes it. I feel like it looks easy, but there is so much organisation to make to get us three together in a room.
Little Lies, the Fleetwood Mac song. Why did you include that?
Well, we always do a cover on every tour that we do, so we get a new one out each year to throw at the crowd for something different. And this one stuck around a little bit longer, for about a year and a half, and everyone we grew up listening to Fleetwood Mac, so it was a really good one for us to play, and everyone knows the lyrics, and would come up to us at the end of the show and like, when are you going to record that? I want a recording of it, please record it. And then it got to the album time, we're like, you know what, we've never done a cover on an album, why not throw this one in? And very nerve-wracking to do something you've grown up on and something that everybody loves, because you don't want to absolutely kill it.
And we didn't want to change. We didn't want to move far from the original. We weren't trying to do it better. We weren't trying to you can't outdo Fleetwood Mac. We just really wanted to showcase the 3-part harmonies that we brought to that song. A lot of people had said to us, oh my gosh, I love this song, that's beautiful, I love that song and your harmonies. So really we just wanted to make people hear the harmonies on that, because Fleetwood Mac are just a brilliant band, so there's no competition in trying to, beat them in that because it's just such a classic song. Yeah. And I think we've done a really great job of it. Yeah. I really love how it's turned out.
Backfired is one of my favourite songs on the album.
Oh, good!
And it's also
that song's about me. It is about me. I'm always like being that, the good person inside me is going, no, I won't have one tonight. It's all good. And then someone just has to twist the old arm, and I'm like, okay, just one. And then I'm in.
Yeah, it's it's the final track on the album.
Yes.
How important is the track order?
Oh, yeah, it actually gives me a headache. It's so important because it's so hard. It's like you preparing for a gig. You want to make sure the whole thing flows, your whole album flows from top to bottom, and you want to take people on a journey as well. Because a lot of people these days don't listen to albums. It's all just singles, and pick one, type one in you like, and. Yeah, I hope people, when they do download and buy our album, they start from the top and go all the way to the end.
Yeah, it's one of my favourite parts. I'm like, don't anyone approve anything till I've listened to it. I love making sure those tracks, especially the new albums, are in the right order. It's got to flow.
Yeah. So once an album is finished, the next task is to prepare those songs to play live. Is that a part of the process that you enjoy?
Yeah, it's hard because 6 albums in, we've got so many songs now. It is really hard to choose what song to play, and especially with a new album, you want to showcase a lot of them because to us they're new songs to finally play live and that kind of thing. But we've picked for the new tour, I think, about 7 that we're going to include into the set. And then the rest come pretty easy in a way because they're all fan favourites that you cannot take out of the set, right? So you'd be in big trouble if you took certain songs out of the set. So it gets harder the more songs we have now to put together a live set, I must say.
Yeah. I want to talk a little bit about the tools you use to play your music. Brooke, your main guitar, I think, is a Maton.
Yes, Maton, that's right.
Your main Maton. Tell me about where you got it and why you love it.
Yeah, no way. Oh, my God, I couldn't tell you where I got it. It's been that long. That's how old I feel I am. I remember, Maton came on board early on in my career. I think I was about 17 or 18, to be honest. And they handed me this guitar. I just remember feeling so lucky and, going, how did I deserve this? This is amazing. And I've literally had it for the whole time. It has had one accident. It's had a microphone go through it on the set of my first film clip, I Can't Wait. And I just remember I was just so devastated, and because I'd only had it for a few years. And but it's just got me through it. I feel it fits me perfectly. I love the feel of it. I've had it fixed as far as set up a few times because it just travel, knocks out a few of the, at the bridge part. And I don't know, my husband's he's a guitar player, and he's always like, this is a really great guitar, but it's always, I've got to keep up with the upkeep of it because it does take a bit of a hitting on the road and, with flights and everything. But, yeah, it's one of my favourite guitars to play.
Yeah. And Sam, you play a Fender bass. Have you had that quite a while?
Yeah, I've got a Fender Precision. I've had that at least 7 or 8 years. I had a Jazz before that and love my Fender Jazz too. And I just... my husband actually bought me this Fender Precision. Yeah, he went to Clay Algie actually at Fender, who I was dealing with and who I'd got my Jazz through and everything, and had a really great relationship with him. And they just got this guitar. I'm like, you can't, and he's not musically inclined at all. So I'm like, you can't just go get someone a guitar, like a musician a guitar. And, but lucky he did well because he obviously went to the experts, picked a good one, and I've been playing it ever since.
Bass guitar, Sam.
I do. And in a perfect world, I would take them both out with me and use them both, but we are very, very streamlined when we go out on the road, and we don't like taking excess things and try and take minimal as possible, so I just take out the Precision on the road.
Yeah. You've been brave and listed some live gigs for September.
No, we have.
No, we're the guinea pigs.
Yes.
I guess it must be a bit weird not knowing what sort of crowd you're going to be able to play to.
I know it's all just hanging in the balance, isn't it? Of the unknown. We just don't know. We were meant to start in May, the beginning of May. So with all this COVID, we've just transferred to September. I hope we get to go ahead. I hope things, go back to normal. I hope we don't have any more spikes of it and it goes away. In a perfect world, I'd just love it to completely be gone. And I think everyone does. But we just are. We're feeling very hopeful. I think, all artists and musicians, the arts alone, we've just been hit so massively, as well as everybody else. But I feel like we'll be the last cab off the rank with our job because, we play in front of large crowds, and that's a worry. So it'll be interesting to see if it goes ahead. I really hope it does. The girls and I are very hopeful, and we just hope things can go back to normal. We can get out and just jam again. I'm really missing it. I know we all are.
Yeah. All right, Brooke and Sam, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. My little boy nearly cried. I was like, where's my husband? I couldn't find him. That's why I was walking going.
I know. Trying to get a crying child.
Guest appearances are welcome.
Hello. Yes, hi, everybody.
Hello.
You're the good boy. You didn't scream to her. There you go.
There's a smile.
Bye-bye.
That's a good way to finish.
This is our lives. The musician.
My husband's here, and I'm just like, where is he? He's obviously out because I'm on 100 acres now. And I'm like, please tell me he's close. Anyway, you're the good boy.
All right,
Thank
girls,
you so much.
Thanks for joining us. All the best.
Thank
you. See you later.
Bye-bye.